You know, when Soundcore told me that they would be putting my logo on a set of the new Liberty Air 2 Pros, I was immediately just taken aback. Like, you should have saw and heard my reaction over the video chat we were doing. Like, I was just beside myself. Like, it was it was amazing. You know, I've actually known about this since I don't know, September. I don't know, something like that. It was a long time ago they told me about this. I was super excited. But I didn't know what it was going to look like, didn't know what it was actually going to become, didn't know when it was going to become. And when they actually came in, it was a breathtaking moment, man. My son saw them and he was like, "Whoa, that's pretty huge." And you know, all I could really think about was, you know, okay, you've done this well in the space that you're in for a company to want to put your name on their product along with theirs. But I was also thinking about Kevin. Kevin Hinojosa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, man. A couple years ago, I reached out to Kevin after doing a live stream because he said he was a graphic designer and I wanted some help designing a logo for the channel and my business. And Kevin, he stood up and we worked together to get that logo tight. And this is what we came up with, man. That right there, man. Wow. I still can't believe it's on here. That is so cool of Soundcore to do that for us. But Kevin, this one's for you, man. You earned this set of earbuds. These are the Soundcore. This is the new Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pro, and these are yours because it has your logo on it. When me and Kevin were working on this logo, I told him I wanted to design something that represented me, the channel, and us, because it's just doing life. That's pretty much my mantra, right? The hustle hard, stay humble stuff. But, all these people in the background in this logo, that's us, man. That's you. And, Kevin did the work. So, man, these are yours, man. So as soon as I get this video done, I'm going to contact you and we're going to get these shipped out to you right away. Now, for those of you who actually came to see a comparison of the Liberty Air 2s versus the Liberty Air 2 Pro versus the Liberty 2 Pro. This is it, man. I got all three boxes right here. I decided to do them all in the tight white because this is the, I need to show this off for Kevin. And I actually do have the white versions of all three. So we're going to do it just like this. There's a lot that we can compare, but then there's some things that should not be compared. And, we're just going to dive right into this. We'll start with battery life. Battery life is roughly the same on all of them. However, you do get a little bit more playtime. You know what? Let me just move these out of the way. You do get a little bit more playtime with 8 hours with the Liberty 2 Pros. Now, check this out, man. I am going to mess up the names. So pay close attention because the Liberty 2 Pro, Liberty Air 2 Pro, Liberty 2, it's a lot. So just deal with me. But you do get more playtime here with 8 hours, and then the other two are going to give you 7. But they all support a quick charge. It's pretty much the same all across the board. Soundcore throws a lot into everything that they do, and that's the thing about Soundcore, man. They just throw in everything but the kitchen sink that they got available, and they just give it to you at a very reasonable price. But we're going to start off with a comparison between the Liberty Air 2s and the Liberty Air 2 Pro because I already have a video of the Liberty Air 2 and the Liberty 2 Pros. Is it Liberty 2 Pro? Oh my God. The Liberty 2 Pros. I already have a video out for that, so I'm not going to do that today. This is the star of the show, so this one will be compared to the other two. Now, as far as design goes, I'm going to tell you right now, I think the name should have been Liberty Air 3, not Liberty Air 2 Pro, simply because the design language is completely different, man. The case opens up this way. Let me bring you in just a little bit more. The case opens up with a slide versus a flip, and the earbuds are uniquely different. Let me give you a little bit closer of a look. This is the Air 2 Pro right here that I'm jiggling, and then this one right here on the other side is the Liberty Air 2. I told you I'm gonna keep messing this up, and they look very different from each other. So as far as design language, it's I guess it's just gonna be a choice of whatever you like. Now I will tell you that these go the Liberty Air 2, they actually go deeper into your ear well based off the design. It kind of just protrudes into there, where this one has a shorter I don't know what you want to call that piece. It just dives in a little bit shorter. Therefore, for me, I have to put on the bigger ear tips in order to get a seal right away at the outer part of my ear well versus going inside and then getting a little bit deeper to seal up that ear tip or seal up that ear well. So as far as design, man, that is going to be it as far as your design language and what I think they should be named. Liberty Air 3 would have been much more appropriate for that. You do get cheap wireless charging on both of them. I forgot to mention that. But this is what they look like next to each other. Now, when we talk about sound, this is where it gets a little crazy, man, because sound is subjective. Dude, I hate cottage cheese, okay? I really do hate cottage cheese. I can't even stand the sight of that. And mushrooms. But my wife, she would love to eat cottage cheese and or mushrooms with every meal. She loves them. I'm saying this to say this. Sound is subjective, man. Some people like a lot of bass. Some people don't like a lot of bass. So I'm not going to compare sound here because it's up to you what you want your music to sound like. Plus, they both come complete with very, very elaborate apps where you can do the, I don't know if it's 7 or 5 or 9 band EQ. Then they got all the different sound profiles. They even have Hear ID. So sound is not going to be an issue here because you can manipulate it so much. What I'm going to talk about is lifestyle preferences. So with both of these, let me go into the app real quick. Hold on, let me pull out my phone. So with the Air 2 Pros, you do have your EQ right there. It looks a little bit different than the app set on the Air 2 Pro side. You have your personalized earphones right here. That's when you go in, see details, and that's where you can do your Hear ID. Okay, and then you can get into your custom EQ with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8? I think that's 8. Yeah, that's 8 bands of EQ. And then you can go into your sound profiles. So you can go into all of these by artist. Okay, these are artists and engineers and stuff. And then they have their sound profile signatures. There's so many to choose from. So that's why I'm not going to sit here and just pound on sound because it's a moot point. Pun intended, man. It's just whatever you want it to be with this. Where we get into lifestyle features is buttons. Okay, so they both have touch button or touch pads on the ear pad. And you only get a couple of choices here. You cannot have it all at the same time. And then we'll go to home on the app. That way you can see, you know, the power cycle or the power life of your earbuds. And that's pretty much all you're going to get for that. Now, if I plug these back into their case, see if I can do this on screen really swiftly for you. So let's open this one back up. Let's open up those Pros. And then we will go into Air 2 Pro. There we go. Hold on, man. Now you can see where the app has made some changes, okay? You don't have the little circle showing you how much battery life you have, and you start seeing more of these lifestyle features like the ambient sound. So let's click into that. I'm not gonna go too deep into the ambient sound and stuff because you should watch my dedicated video, my review of the Air 2 Pros. So you got all your different options for that with noise canceling and stuff like that. That is a lifestyle feature that the Air 2s do not come with, nor do the Pro 2s, the Liberty Pro 2s. So you don't get that, but you do get the Hear ID function. So you can personalize your earphones just that way. You can go ahead and plug all that stuff in. Then they have their EQ, their preset EQs, okay? They do not have in this section of the app where they have the artists and the engineers. They don't have that section in there. I guess they decided to do away with it. And that's cool because they have so many other options here because they still left you with the custom part of this app. So you can do your 8-band EQ if you want to. Make sure that's 8. Yeah, that's 8. And you can program, it looks like a few in there. So you can have different sets of EQs for different types of music. So that's nice that you can have that there. Now, once we get into this double tap and hold for 2 seconds, you do get volume control on your ear pads that you can select to do volume up, volume down, next track, previous track, play and pause, voice assistant, and as well as toggling the ambient sound with a double tap on either earbud. That's great. And if you hold either earbud, you have the opposite of that action, or you can duplicate it, I guess, if you want to. So they do give you full controls here, just not all at the same time. Soundcore, you could actually do that if you give us the single tap function. It would be great to have the single tap function on all of these, okay? So the lifestyle features, they're pretty much matched neck and neck. with the added function of noise cancellation and ambient sound with the Liberty Air 2 Pros. Now, once we move into the Liberty 2 Pros, it gets a little bit different because this is a totally different type of earbud. This is more along the audiophile stuff because they got that dual coaxial stuff. Hey man, look, if you want to see all these specs next to each other and ramble about, waves and decibels and stuff like that, you need to pull up all the specs on 3 different tabs and compare them yourself. I'm not here for that. I'm talking about the stuff that actually matters and translates in real life. So when we get into this app, man, you'll see it's got that old style just like the Air 2s have, but then you got the EQ and everything's the same as the Air 2s, and as well as the features you get for the lifestyle stuff, where you can tap and stuff like that. But the difference is these actually have, can you see that right there? These actually have a button. There's no touchpad right there, which is actually kind of disappointing, but then it's awesome at the same time. Now, I know a lot of earbuds have a touchpad, and that's very convenient, especially with a pad that big. Like if you got a space that big, that could easily be utilized for a touchpad. So maybe in the Liberty Air or Liberty 3s, Liberty 3 Pros, I guess we'll hopefully get a touchpad. But they have a button here, which is nice because this thing is so big that if you started pushing on a button on the outside or pushing on a pad, you might jam this thing in your ear, and it's already, kind of big, and it might move it and shift it around. So the button is actually kind of nice in its own way. Now we'll just move over into the call quality. Right now, you're listening to the call quality of the Liberty 2 Pros, and from what I understand, and what I've experienced, the call quality on these is really spectacular, man. A lot of you have given shout outs to the call quality on these, as well as my friend who actually uses them all the time. And I talk to him on the phone from time to time while he's using them, and the call quality comes through on my end very, very good. I never have any complaints. Now you're getting the call quality test from the Liberty Air 2s. Now, some people have complained about the call quality on these, but they've since then updated them, making them better. So hopefully the sound call quality is coming out pretty good in these right now as we do this test. And last but not least, you're getting Liberty Air 2 Pros, which in my opinion is very well matched with the Liberty 2 Pros, and possibly even better because they have like 6 microphones or something like that. And on my last video that I did with these, the call quality came out great in the video, and I was actually outdoors, so the noise cancellation, the CVC noise cancellation, it works spectacular with these earbuds, even when you're outdoors. Now, there is one little thing I want to talk to you about, man. You see where it says Liberty Air, Liberty Air, Liberty 2, Liberty Air, then back down here under the lives, we see the Liberty Air again. That is because they are all hot swappable, meaning you can use one earbud at a time, only one at a time if you want to, and without pausing or anything like that, you can go to the next earbud and put it back in the case and just keep swapping as you go through your day. That's great, but it comes with a caveat. So the Liberty Air, let's see which one this is. This is the Liberty Air 2 Pro. It only takes up one slot on your Bluetooth page right here, okay? You're only going to see one of these, but when we go into the Liberty Air 2, we'll see Liberty Air 2, and then if we go to the next one, let's see, I think this is it. Yeah, we'll see Liberty Air 2L. So the right one pairs separately from the left. That's how they kind of do a workaround for that hot swapping. Basically, with the Liberty Air 2s and the Liberty 2 Pros, it connects each earbud individually, whereas the Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pros connect once, okay? So I don't know if that's an issue for you guys. It's not for me, but it could be an issue for you nitpicky people out there. Now, the big question out there is, should I upgrade from the Air 2s or the Pro 2s? That answer is, I don't know, man. That's totally up to you. Is it even an upgrade? Like, if you don't care about ANC or ambient sound, personally, I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Just, save your money for the next awesome Soundcore product that's coming out. They're going to come out with some more stuff this year, man. They're always coming out with new stuff. But if ANC and ambient sound is a feature that you actually want, then honestly, I think it's a feature you should want. Not necessarily the ANC with earbuds, but ambient sound. If you have never experienced ambient sound with a set of earbuds that are quality like these right here, you don't know what you're missing, man, because you got the earbud plugging up your ears already, right? So when you're listening at low volume, or you just want to keep them in your ears and have a conversation, or just, pay attention to your environment. Let's say you're working out outdoors or walking around, turn on that ambient sound, man. Pump in some of that outside noise. And it also kind of gives you like a spatial type of sound because you're in the environment and listening to your music as well. Great experience. So that would be 100% worth the upgrade to me. If you're a guy like me who enjoys that ambient sound, everything else is, it's a byproduct and a bonus. That ambient sound is clutch because they do it really well with these earbuds. So should you upgrade? As far as sound quality, I don't know, man. Like I said, that's totally up to you, whether you like those nasty mushrooms or cottage cheese or not. But but when it comes to the features, the ANC and the ambient sound, it's worth it for me. Along with the design, man. Design is totally different on all three of these. So if you really like this design, I say go for it, man. It's definitely a great purchase that I'm guaranteeing you will not be disappointed with. So you can't go wrong either way. But I never claim to be an expert in this kind of stuff. I just enjoy getting my jam on and telling you all about the new stuff. But for now, I gotta go. And until I get back, y'all make sure y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you. Whoa. Let me get this straight. You sat through this whole video, the whole thing, and never once decided to hit the subscribe button or the like button? Man, it'd be the ones closest to you. I see how you are.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?